How important is a contractor's longevity? How long they've been in business? And how can homeowners tell the difference between real local experience versus maybe like a franchise that's just like popped up? How can we tell the difference?
I think first ask, you can ask the company right out, what their real name is online. If they're a franchise, yes, you have the franchise's name, but you have to have an underlying corporate name that can be looked up. So you can usually find that on the Better Business Bureau to see how long they've been tracked. And it's important because the longer that they've been in business and what we do with garage floor coatings, the more things they've seen, the more problems they've dealt with, the more things they've overcome, the more knowledge they're going to have to deal with weather and issues and temperature and just whatever your project brings as far as a challenge. And I'm not saying that every contractor needs to have 20 years of experience. If you're listening to this and you're in, some other state where we're not at, and you find someone and they've only been in business for 2 years, well, that might be fine. Again, go back to the reviews then and see how they've done, and look to see, if people are saying in the reviews, I was referred to them,
Yeah.
by my neighbor, those kinds of things. But longevity really matters. And you oftentimes, what happens with some of the franchise networks is they'll say, well, we have 25 years of experience, but that's the franchisor, the person that started it somewhere
Right.
else
Right.
and started selling franchises. And that isn't the same. It doesn't really have any meaning if the franchisor's been out there for 20 years, but you just got started 6 months ago. You have 5 months of experience plus the 1 month, or 5.5 months of experience in the 2 weeks that you were at training.
Yeah.
And it's really important, Sam, because today, a lot of these franchises, they only go out and get 3-4 days of training.
Like, I'm saying this just to be fair, that it doesn't mean that just because you've been in business for 1 or 2 years doesn't mean that you have experience. But we know the reality of this industry and
Yes.
how it is very, very, very crucial to do that extra digging beyond just below, at least just below the surface,
Yes. And
because people want to get ahead and it's tough.
you're right. And Sam, to be fair, everyone has to start. We started too. I had the great fortune of, in my first 6 months, I hired a gentleman to be my operations manager and teach my other installers more, who had already 15 plus years of experience. So bringing that in-house, it's not, I'm not picking on the new business. I'm talking about the cumulative scope of their company and their employee team.
Yes. Yes.